Welcome back, my friends, to another BJJ DVD review. Today we're checking out the Pressure Passing Encyclopedia by Barnardo Faria. All right, my friends, we have a lot to talk about today to try to figure out if this is the right DVD for your game that you have going on right now on the mats. The Pressure Passing Encyclopedia by Barnardo Faria is a 4-disc set of passing the guard with pressure, something he's known for. You might be asking yourself one of two questions. Who is Barnardo Faria? Good question. I guess you're not really into following competitive grappling, because if you are, Barnardo Faria is a 5-time world champion. He's got a very particular game that has given a lot of people, pretty much everyone, a lot of trouble, and he's willing to show you the passing style of his game in this DVD. And so this is very cool. He's got lots of stuff on here. The other question you might be asking yourself is, what is an encyclopedia? If you're of a certain generation, you might be wondering, what is an encyclopedia? I'm just playing. I'm sure you know what that is, but they're largely obsolete. Encyclopedia is a volume of books that would cover pretty much all topics. This is a volume of guard passes, all involving a lot of pressure on your opponent, and taught to you by Barnardo Faria, one of the best passers in the game. So a very great source on this. A lot of information on here, so many techniques. Like it says, encyclopedia. Let's run all the techniques at the bottom of the screen, and we'll have our friend Mario help us out by running them to kind of keep that treadmill moving. So go for it, Mario. He's off to the races. So while he's running, we'll talk about the DVD. There's a lot of stuff on here. One of the biggest and most important things that he's going to show on the DVD is his over-under pass. He's basically been able to do this pass on everybody and anybody. So that's a very important pass. He shows some details. I've tried over-under pass before and not had a lot of luck. It seems like I'm unable to prevent the shrimp. He definitely addresses that issue, and I'm just missing a step. So I have to do something to avoid them from shrimping out. He shows lots of guard passes. A couple of highlights: Toriando, half guard passes, a stack pass, knee cut, passing 50-50, all this stuff. You know, if you watch at the bottom, if you want to see a complete list of the encyclopedia, scroll down there as Mario's keeping it real, and he's on the treadmill keeping it sweaty. So out of all this stuff, my favorite is definitely the over-under pass, and that just fits me personally, and it's also exciting to see somebody who is so good at that pass share it and really explain the details behind the pass. So that's my favorite thing on this DVD, is the over-under pass with the added detail. I do appreciate the 50-50 guard passing, and half guard is always seems like a trouble thing to pass, and there's great details in all these passes you're seeing, that you're going to see on here. As the DVD suggests, it is an encyclopedia of pressure passing. So not just passing the guard, these are pressure passes, which oftentimes will involve you getting up on your toes and putting weight on the person. A little tip here: really notice where your weight is on the person. It's a big difference between pressure into somebody's stomach or pressure into somebody's ribs, or even the lower ribs, or their face, or turning their head turning their head to the side and then pressuring on that. There's little differences with pressure. It can make a huge difference. So just try to notice what's going on there if you're trying to add pressure to your passing game. This is definitely a DVD to help you with that, and that's just a little tip from me as far as where you're going to apply that pressure, and it does make a big difference. Who is this DVD for? That's the big question I try to answer with all of these DVD reviews. And basically anybody who wants to get better at guard passing. If you're strictly a guard player and you don't really care to pass guard, you're not going to find a lot of interest in this DVD. If you're passing the guard and having some trouble, or if all your passes involve you standing up and trying to run around people's legs and they could give you a hard time, and you want something that is a little more slow, methodical, and deliberate as far as the guard passing goes, that's what these pressure passes are. If every time you stand up, they get their De La Riva hook in and they start to give you trouble with sweep and berimbolo, if you stay on your knees, that's really hard to do. So that's just one little thing about the passes is they're typically low, and they're typically a thing where you're in control of somebody versus trying to just jump around or scramble past. So that's definitely one detail that you'll notice can make a significant difference in your passing. If you want to try to pass, by throwing the legs over and run around it, or if you want to control this leg, control over here, don't let them move their hips, put some pressure on them, disrupt their breathing, wait for a little bit, and then pass. And by the time they pass, they're grateful that your pass is over and you're just down in side control instead of smashing them during the pass. So that's the sort of thing it is. This style of passing is great for all ages of jiu-jitsu because it's not an athletic style. It's more of a control style. So you really focus on the techniques. Now you might struggle a little bit if you're one of the lighter grapplers and you're trying to perform this on somebody who's bigger or just stronger than you, because you do need to have that control. So it works great, looking down at the weight classes and you're going to pressure pass everybody. It works great looking across the weight class at somebody your equal size. But if you're trying to jump up and pass, somebody who's 3 or 4 weight classes in, personally, I've had trouble with that. Now, can Bernardo pass pretty much anybody's guard regardless of size? I'm sure he can. If you want to stick with these, I'm sure you'll tighten your details in and really get it. But that's one, the pressure that you could add if you weigh 120 pounds to somebody who weighs 200 pounds is not going to be as much pressure to cause some of the discomfort and cause some of them, their ability to move and to adjust to go away. So just a little detail, if you're super light and you're looking to fight in absolute all the time, pressure passing may be a tough option as far as what to add. But if you're wanting to win your division, wanting to control things as far as your opponent during the pass, and those are all important things that good guard passers do. There's a lot of different ways to pass the guard. That's part of the problem with passing the guard is you have to engage in their game. So if I'm going to pass your guard, I have no idea if I'm going to be passing a spider guard, butterfly guard, 50-50, half guard, knee shield, all these different guards you throw at me. I have to have a pass for that. You only have to prevent my pass that addresses your particular guard, provided that you can get it going to begin with. So a lot of these passes kind of will take you back and funnel your guard pass back to the same spot. For me, over-under on this DVD kind of is a reoccurring thing that I keep seeing. How to go from over-under from all these other positions, get you back to where you're familiar and get you to pass. So you don't have to have a unique method of passing every guard out there. If you can get them back to where you're familiar, pass that same way you've been passing everybody else's guard, you're in good shape. So that's definitely one aspect of guard passing I think is tough because you have to address and deal with many different guards. Where if you're just going to play guard all the time, you pick your guard and you play it. And you try to typically deal with the same passes that everyone's going to throw at you. But guard passers, you got to pass everything. You can't run into a certain guard and I can't deal with this. Well, that's going to be a big problem for you in the future. Getting a little off topic here, but a lot in here, and that's why it's an encyclopedia. There's a lot of stuff in here as far as the different variations of guard work and passing that. If you're interested in the DVD, there is an affiliate link down below. I appreciate if you check that out. If you enjoyed the video, I appreciate if you like or comment below. If you already have the DVD, let me know what you think of it and everyone else can see your comments as well. Please subscribe to the channel. We're doing lots more stuff on here and a lot more BJJ DVD reviews as well. So we'll catch you next time. Stay sweaty, my friends.